Hey guys, my name is Asad Siddiqui, and in today's video I will show you how you can create a totally free professional looking WordPress website without having to spend hours on the setup. So by following my tutorial, you'll be able to get up and running, everything set up in around 40 minutes, and then you'll be able to customize everything according to your business needs. So my website is built with state-of-the-art visual editors, very modern WordPress themes, and the great thing about my tutorial is I have done all the setup. So you don't have to follow any steps or do all the work yourself. So basically you'll start with all the content that I have, and then I will show you how you can easily change it with visual tools. So let's get a tour of my website. On the home page, you see that there is a nice full width image with white text on it, and there is like a slight gradient, like a black overlay on the background image to make the text prominent. Then there's a call to action, menu at the top, logo on the left hand side. At the top, I also included the business hours and the phone numbers and the social media icons. So going down, what you will see is a sticky menu come up. So you will also get that. The logo is on the left hand side, the menu is on the right hand side. Going down, I created a section with icons to show different services. This will be a nice service section for your home page. And then I have like 4 steps to the web design process. Actually, these are the steps that I will go over in the video. So you can get up and running in exactly these 4 steps, and I'll have a documentation of all these steps on my website, so the link will be in the description. The following section is a nice portfolio section. I just call it, this is a cool way to showcase your skill, and these are just different images that I've put in a grid format. Next one is a testimonial. You can see that there's a nice parallax background, and then there is a testimonial that is readable with a photo, which is justified on the section. Then there is a 2-column layout, text on the left hand side, image on the right hand side, and then there is another parallax section with a punch line or something that will stand out for customers. 3 lines of text here, and then there is a clientele or client logo section, and then there's a footer. So I will show you how to easily customize all of that. My website is built with state-of-the-art Elementor plugin and Ocean WP WordPress theme. So these are totally free tools that you can install free of cost, but I've done it for you, so you can just install my download file that you can easily and totally freely get from my website, install it, and get all the setup like I have, and then you can go about customizing your content, which I will show you in this video. The About Us page, let's go to the About Us page. It's a simple layout. I've designed my layouts similar to like many professional WordPress premium themes, and also I think that this layout works because of my web design experience. So the page title is at the top. The navigation or breadcrumbs are on the right hand side. I just put a video. This is from last year. I made a very similar video last year with different set of tools, so you can check that out if you want. And then there is a section about the company, a parallax section with some text on it, and then there's a services section with icons and a list, and then there's a picture on the right hand side, and then there is like a sliding portfolio section. So I will show you how you can edit all that, what are the different widgets available in the Elementor. Now there's a services page that I set up for you. So in this services page, there's a very simple 2-column layout, text on the left hand side, images on the right hand side, text on the right hand side, image on the left hand side. So it's an alternate layout. It looks kind of slick. So you can, this is just to give you a page idea. Basically, you can do any kinds of stuff that you'd like. The Contact Us page. On the Contact Us, I've put on a Google map full width at the top of the page, and because I'm located in Atlanta, so I've just used that location. Going down, there will be a contact form, and I've put business hours and stuff like that over here, and that's a pretty simple page. Now there's another page called New Possibilities. This is just a template import of a landing page from Elementor plugin. I will show you how you can do that and how you can modify it and how it plays along with different options in OceanWP. So I'm very excited about this tutorial. We'll do all the steps that are necessary to get you up and running at this point. So let's get started. So the first thing that you need to do to get your site online is to get domain and hosting. Domain is simply a business name that you use to access your website online, like cnn.com or iDesignSmart.com. And hosting is actually the server where all your WordPress files, databases, and resources live. So it is very important for performance and security to have a quality hosting provider. So what are the things that are essential for performance of your WordPress website? You have to look at PHP versions being used in the hosting environment, what kind of memory is available to you or your WordPress instance, whether they use solid state drives or not, whether they're affordable, and most importantly, what kind of support do they offer. I totally recommend to you SiteGround hosting, and that is not because I'm an affiliate salesperson. That is because I've personally used them and I've found them to be the best shared hosting provider that I've used. So they use PHP 7, have a highly configured memory for your WordPress instance. They have awesome support. You can chat with them all the time, and they are very supportive, very knowledgeable on WordPress. They have a ton of WordPress tools in your cPanel, and I will be using SiteGround hosting for the rest of my tutorial. So of course you can still follow my tutorial if you are not going with SiteGround, but that is what I am going to use and that is what I'm going to show in the video. So the link is in the description. You can qualify for up to 70% discount on their normal hosting plans with my affiliate link. And I also get credit for the sale. So you will be supporting my channel at the same time, and I am very appreciative of that. So once you click on the link in the description, you will be brought to the SiteGround homepage. And what you need to do is to hover over web hosting and click on shared hosting. So these are the three plans that they offer: Startup, Grow Big, Go Geek. Startup and Grow Big is what I'm interested in. This is good for a single website. This is good for multiple websites. So if you want to host 2 websites on the same account, you will need a Grow Big. But you can always upgrade your accounts from one to the other. Go Geek is for super geeks. So I don't know if you're a super geek, you will be looking at my tutorial. But if you think this is the right choice for you, you can go for it. So for my tutorial, I am going to use the startup plan and I'm going to sign up for a year for the hosting service. So let's get started with that. So now they ask me if I want to register a new domain or I already have a domain. This is the business name. Let's say if you are looking for a new domain, you will enter your new domain. I already have a domain and my domain is mywptutorials.com. So I will say mywptutorials.com and I will proceed to the next step. Proceeding to the next step, it requires my email, so I will provide my email, my password, my confirmation, and my personal information like my country, my first name. So I'm gonna fill out this form. Now they require the payment information, so I am going to put my card information here. and the expiration date and the cardholder name, the CVV code. And now they are asking what kind of a plan do I need. So I need a startup plan, and data center can be in Chicago. I have the option to go for 24 months or 36 months. So here, if you select 36 months, you will lock in the rate for 36 months, which is awesome and way off. It's a big discount. So that will be a big discount for you. If you just want to give it a try, you can go for 1 month. I'm gonna go for 12 months because I make a lot of these tutorials, so it will be helpful, and I want to use this account for my tutorials. So they also offer the service to transfer your website for free. So if you have a WordPress website on another host, you can go to this service and they will migrate it for free. You can fill out a form. I don't need the site scanner, so I will skip that and uncheck it. I've confirmed that my total is good. I will click on pay now. So now my order was successfully submitted. They're gonna send me an email with the detail and I will be able to log into this service and I will continue from there. So now that I've purchased the hosting and the domain and everything's set up, I'm simply gonna go to siteground.com and we'll start installing WordPress on our hosting account. So I will log in with my username and password. And it will take us to the welcome page on SiteGround Hosting. I want to click on my accounts. And here they are displaying all the account information that I have on file. Now to access the cPanel, I can simply click the Go to cPanel, the orange button over here, or I can click the Access cPanel over here as well. I will click on the orange button. It displays a security warning. I'm going to proceed. So this is the cPanel for SiteGround Hosting, which looks like a standard cPanel. That is great news. And you can access, you can see that there are a bunch of WordPress tools over here, WordPress installer. Also, there is auto installers and WordPress over there as well. Both will launch the same script. Here are the tools that you can see you can use to manage your domain. And here you can also access the file manager, files through FTP and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna click on the WordPress tools and the WordPress installer. And this will launch the Softaculous WordPress install. I'm gonna click on the install now button. And this is the domain that I'm going to install on. Actually, this domain is not my domain and I'm just working on a local domain here. So my site won't be accessible online, but my hosting is there. So anytime I can update my domain. Just to show you, I don't want to create a directory and I will just go with the standard inputs for everything. And I'll click on the install now button. Now this is gonna run for a minute and this will be done with the install. And you can see how quick this Softaculous is. So now it is done and it sent out an email to me that my WordPress is ready to go. What I'm gonna do is simply click on this link to access the backend of my website. So there you go, the WordPress is installed, everything is great. It is the latest and greatest WordPress that SiteGround gave me. Now what I want to do is to click on the plugins button, and now what I'm trying to do is to install the sample content that I have, or the sample site that I have. So first I'm gonna get rid of the Jetpack, the default WordPress plugins, by clicking deactivate here and selecting everything again and deleting it. So I will just say okay. So everything is deleted. Now I'm gonna click on the add new button and look for a plugin called All-in-One Migration. And there it is, the first one, All-in-One WP Migration. So I'm click on the install now button and this gets installed. I'll just activate it And now it gives me the ability to import my download file that you can download from my website. So I am simply going to hover over the all-in-one WP migration over here and click on import. So now I will click on the import from button over here and select the file that is right now on my desktop. You will need to download this from my site. Actually, I have a lot of stuff on my desktop, so it'll just be a second before it can sort out everything. There it goes. And here is my import file, and I will just sit back and relax. By the way, if you are looking for customizing or professional customization of your WordPress website using this install or anything else, or you're working with a premium WordPress theme on ThemeForest, feel free to reach out to me if you need any professional help, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So now the import is done and it is checking for extensions. It gives me a warning that it will overwrite my database. I will click on proceed. Now, once we import this, your login information is gonna change, and that will be in the written copy, and as I will show you in the video as well. So you can click on, you must save your permalink structure twice. I will click on permalink settings. This will open my WordPress. And now I want to give it the username iDesignSmart and the password iDesignSmart. It's gonna log in. So my username and password change. I'm just gonna go plain and save changes, and then I'm gonna go post name and save changes. So now pretty much everything is imported like I was showing you on the sample install. You can see a bunch of more settings. So there are some additional things that I did to set up the website. Like I've set up the WP fastest cache. This will be a caching plugin that will increase the speed of your site. And if somebody looks at it, a repeat visitor will have a faster experience. Then I installed the best search engine optimization plugin, the SEO Yoast plugin. So you can click on it and configure it, define the titles and meta descriptions and all that stuff to give you the ability to visually edit the content. I've installed the Elementor plugin, and we'll go in more detail on how to use it. The theme panel or theme options for WP Ocean WordPress theme are right over here. So everything is accessible, and if I go to hover over free 2018 and just open this in a new tab, you will see that I've imported my site on mywptutorials.com. So everything is there, and my permalinks, I'll just click on the About Us page, and there you go. So all my website is imported with this short process. Everything is there. Now I just need to start editing my content. So let's get started with that, and we'll get started from the home page. So the very first thing that you will need to do is to make sure that your logo is correct and your contact email address is correct on the contact form. To do that, what you need to do is go back to the back end, and there will be a contact option. If you go to contact forms, you will see a contact form right there. Click on it, and the to email, you can just update that. If you want to use the same form, click on mail. Here is, you can update the email to your email, and the form will be sent out to you. The second thing is hover over appearance and click on customize. So once you customize, then there will be a bunch of customization options, and the website will be displayed on the right hand side panel, so you can see your changes. So I want to show you how you are going to update your logo. So here, one of the option is header. So click on header, and the logo is right there in the header, and here you can click on change logo and change this logo. Similarly, you can customize a bunch of other things like fonts on your site and colors and custom CSS or JS and things like that. So all of that is included. I was just looking to see if there's a footer option here. The footer widget and footer bottom is here. So if you go to footer bottom that says powered by iDesign Atlanta, you can click on footer bottom, and there is the text that you can replace if you want to replace it. So those are the very first thing to get started. Now let's see how we can edit the content. That is the most or the best part of my video, and we will explore more. So we will click on the edit with Elementor option at the top of the page. Once you do that, you will see that this page will load in a visual editor where you can edit everything by clicking it and changing the text, and you have a bunch of widgets to work with. And this is a visual editor, really powerful, and a lot of people love it because you don't need to have knowledge of HTML and CSS. So let's say if instead of free visual editor I want to say something else, I can just click on it, and this is updating is in real time. And there you go. So this is as simple as that. If you want to edit this text, just hover over it, click it, and you can edit the text here. Bunch of extras, you can edit the text here. This, you can edit the text here. So before I start talking about the layouts and different sections, one thing to note is you have to get used to this UI in the Elementor plugin. Let's start from the top. The first thing is the content. So it is the actual content that you see on the screen. So the content is there, and then there is a style tab. The style tab basically defines the colors. So text colors you can choose from. You can choose from color palette by clicking on here or selecting or providing it a hex color value. So if I wanted my text to be blue in color, I would simply do this, and the text will become blue. So similarly, you can see that this is all uppercase. If I go back to the content, this is lowercase, but this is uppercase. And why is that? You go to the style, and there we have defined that this transform will be uppercase. So that's why it's converting everything to uppercase. I have turned on the typography setting on it because I wanted to change the font and the font size and the bold setting on here. So I made it bold and I made it 80px. And the other things you can specify if you have multi-line text is you can increase or decrease the line height according to your need. And this is pretty much a standard text control, and it's the title control actually that I'm using over here. So how this window works is this on your screen is a full width section, and you can edit the section properties by hovering over at the top where it says edit section. Click on it, and this will bring up all the properties for this section on this window. This is the Elementor window. So now you can see that the content width is boxed, and it is defined as a 1600 pixels and a bunch of settings here. The style is like that, and the image that is behind my text is right here. So if you want to delete it, you can click on this button and then click on it again to go to your media library and upload a new file. So that is all fairly standard. And then you can also provide a background overlay, like I was describing. This has a slight dark background overlay. So I've defined it black and a transparency or opacity of 0.49, which will make it like semi-transparent, but it will make it enough so the text is readable. Similarly, you can define borders, shape dividers if you like, and change with the typography settings of the section. So this is the setting for the section. Anything you can want to select, let's say you want to change the get started button, you can just click on it and it will be brought up in this editor over here. If you go to the content, then there is the text get started. There is the link that you can put the URL to wherever you want to point it. So this is very simple. And once you are done, you always have to click on the save button. And other important things to know is if you have to preview the page, how it's going to look after the changes. Let's say save. So I'm going to save the page, and let's say I want to open this in a new window. You don't want to go to the like the back end and all that stuff. I'll just close this window, and simply you can click on this icon, and then you can preview this page on a desktop, tablet, or mobile. So this is a responsive preview for your site. So if I have a desktop, I will just open it in a new tab. So click on it. Actually, this is a desktop preview, so I'm going to click on the tablet. So this is the tablet view. You can see the nice built-in editor for that, and this is for the page. So some of the header elements are missing, but this is the page layouts. And you can also look at the mobile. You can see that everything is in nice one column layout now. So that is all great. Now what we are going to do is to one more important one is the history option. So the history option will tell you exactly what are the changes that you have been doing on the site. So I edited this, edited that. You'll have a whole history, and you can revert back to it by clicking on it. So that's another cool feature. And we will talk more about this one, which is the templates. So let's go back to the editing of various sections. Click on that. Just change the text here. Click on this. And this is the faster way to get up and running, is simply clicking and changing. Now there, if you want to change these sections, you can do click on that. And there is the text that you can do, that you can update. There's the heading. So instead of that, I will say easy heading. And the icons are actually font awesome icons, so you can select a different icon from a huge list of icons if you'd like. So you can click on, let's say there is a free code camp icon that I want to use, and you can see that they're styled and tilted. If you don't like that, you can change it. I just made it tilted because it looked nice on the preview. There it is, the rotate option. If I make it 0, it'll be like a straight, but it was 12, I believe. So that's how it was, or maybe 20, like that. So that's what it was, and then you can obviously update the section. Once again, you can see that there is a gray background behind it. So if you want to play around with that, you'll have to click on this, and then you can style this section. So you can see that there's a color. By background type can be color, or it can be an image, or it can be a gradient, it can be a video as well. So if you want an image, you can select something over here. You can define an overlay just like we did at the top. So going down further, then there I have another section which has a blue color. So I'm gonna click on here, and now it says content with its box, all that stuff. Click on this. This is the background color, and here I have different elements. So if I want to edit this, this is a title element 1, title element, here is the title element 3 and 4. If you want to see how this is done, click on this, and this is also a title element, how to make a website, and these are text elements, so text editor element, and I've just defined some text. One thing about web design, if you want to make it look attractive, is everything has to be symmetrical, so it's easy on the eye. So basically, if you decide to go with something similar, make sure that the height of these columns are similar. So by that, everything is symmetrical. Everything is 2 lines over here on this display, so it looks nice. If this was 4 lines and this was 2 lines, it will not look as nice. Now moving on to the next section, there is a grid of images. Basically, it's very simple. All I have here are 3 columns, and in 3 columns I have used the image element. So if I want to click on that, this is the image box. So image box, image box, image box, and you can define various effects on image box, like this one kind of jumps out at you. So if you click on this one, there will be a setting that I did that is called bounce in. So there's an animation defined on it. If you want to make this jump out, you can click on this, go to style, and then define an animation for it. So you can define different animations on different and everything is real-time different images, so it looks pretty nice. So that is how you change the images, is just go to the content one and click on this, and then you'll be able to select anything or upload new image files. Again, the same thing for this is symmetry. All the images should be the same size if you want it to look good, and that is the web design tip. Now the next section is interesting. It's a parallax image in the background with some images and text at the top. So what we are going to do is simply click on it. When we are going to the section, remember you have to click on the blue box at the top. So once you do this, it will give you the section settings. You can look at the style. You can see the image parallax over here. So I've defined an image, background type, and then there is an attachment. So this determines what kind of, whether the image will scroll with the content or not. Like here you can see the image is parallax. That's why I make it fixed. So if I made it something else like scroll, it will start scrolling. So I wanted this effect of parallax, so I left it fixed and left the alignment at center. You can obviously change it, change the image and play around with it. Now again, this I believe has some kind of overlay. It's a 0.6 and a black, so that white text is readable. If you want to change the white text, you can simply click on it, and this is an actual testimonial that I got from this actual client on my site, so I just used it in the sample content. And if you want to change the picture, this is the circle actually is done with CSS, so you can upload a rectangular picture over here as well. If you want to change it, you can click on it, change the testimonial name or job or the position. Going under that, this is also just a 2-column layout, and if you go over that, you can edit the text over here, and this is just a picture like an image, and under that is another parallax section with the punchline. So if I click on edit section over here, you can go to style, and there is your image, and this is also a fixed image because I want parallax and I like parallax, so that's the effect that you're gonna get. Make sure once you are defining parallax, your text is readable on it, otherwise there is no point in it. So that's why I defined a slightly dark overlay on it. And then there's a client section, so you can click on it, and instead of our clients, if you want to say something else, you can just edit it like that. And then all these logos are basically just images. So you have 4 columns by 4 columns of small logos, and then if you want to add another section anywhere on this site, you can feel free to do that. And how you do that is simply, let's say I wanted to add something before the testimonial. So what I'm going to do is simply go to testimonial and add section. So once you click on add section, it'll add a new section here. You can click on add new sections, and it'll give you the layout options. You want 1 column, 2 column, 3 column. So if you want a 2 column, for example, you can do that. And now you have 2 columns in a section. So you can design it in a similar way. You can click on this plus icon, and then it'll give you a list of controls to choose from. So you can drag and drop text editor over here. And then you can edit this text if you wanted. Then you can also do any other controls, like you have images, headings, text icons, Google Maps, divider, spacer. So if you wanted a Google map over here, you can just drag it over here. You can also drag it in a column. So you can, if you wanted, you can put a Google map there. And if you wanted an image on this column, you will simply click on this, and just like an image. If you wanted to add more columns, there is a column control over there as well. So that is how you edit all these images. Once everything is highlighted, you can see that the edit icon is over here if you'd like to change it, and the column icon is over here. You can add more columns, duplicate this column, or add more things to the column. And if you want to remove everything, then there's a small cancel icon that you can click, and everything will be removed. So once I'm done with editing the page, I'll click on save. And similarly, you can also edit any other pages that you want. Let's say we want to edit the about page now. So we can just open this In the desktop mode, we will simply visit this page. So now let's say I want to just preview this page in a separate window. I don't need to go to the backend or anything. I have an icon over there which says exit, so I can exit it and open in a new page. Make sure everything is saved before you do that. So I will just save just to be sure. And then I can click on this icon and it gives me two options: go to the dashboard or view page. If I just want to view page, I'll just click on it. It'll open my page in a new tab. That is pretty cool. So that is it, and that gives you an introduction on how to use the Elementor plugin to visually modify everything on the site, how to play with images and headings and everything like that, how to modify this text, how to change the logo. Now let's go to the About Us page. The About Us page is very similar. Like if you click on with Edit with Elementor, it will load first, and it's a pretty lightweight plugin, so that's very nice. If you want to change the video, you can just click on it and my home page is there. So to edit this, the video element starts playing when you click on it, so you have to click on the little edit icon there. So that's the URL of the video that it's playing. So if you want to change the video, you can put a different URL, and there are a bunch of different controls that you have, like autoplay and suggested videos. You can turn these on and off. If you want an image to be overlaid for the video, like you have a special image and you don't want to display the YouTube thumbnail, you can do that as well. That is the exact same stuff that we had. Like you can change these headings, you can change these text. There's a parallax section that you can change. This is a special widget called the icon list. So with icon list, you can add items, define the text, and define the icon. So if you want to edit, for example, WordPress website, you can click on that and select the icon that you want to display, and you can change this text. And then you can also define the sizes of these icons. So icon, and if you want to make it like big, you can make it big or small, or you can go to the text and play around with text settings. This is just an image to make it visually appealing. This is a sliding image control. So I'll click on the edit over there, and there you see 6 images are selected. Again, if you want symmetry, make sure you're uploading images of similar sizes, and that will make everything look good. The image sizes over here are 300 by 300. That's what I'm displaying, and I've configured to display 4 boxes and 2 to scroll each one anytime this arrow is clicked. So that's a pretty simple about page. One more thing that I want to go over is I am not sure if it is accessible from here. I think it is. If you go to page settings, so if you go to page settings, the title that is displayed over here is over here. You can change it from here. You can also change the status and template used for this page. Otherwise, if you want to exit this and go to the standard WordPress view, you can do that as well. So if I let's look at the about page in the WordPress window. So I will just go to the dashboard, and there you can see that About iDesign Smart is a page that has a default template, and the theme that we are using is Ocean WP. It gives us a bunch of settings. So if you go to main, shortcodes, header, you can enable or display the top bar on the page. You can display the header, which means the logo and the menu on the page. You can disable it. You can change the header styles, and I will have more videos on how to do that and how to customize Elementor. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, because a lot more content on Elementor and Ocean WP is coming up. You can also enable, disable the page title, breadcrumbs, the footer text. If you want, this will basically override the global settings. So if you design anything here, you define anything here, that will be only for this page as opposed to the whole site. Going down, because I set up Yoast plugin, you can update your focus keyword over here, make sure your titles and meta description is defined correctly. And once you are done with that, you can just update the page. Now from a design perspective, you're designing everything in Elementor plugin, and that's the way we would like to keep it. So going back to my site, and the contact us page is pretty simple. All you have is a contact form, which I did with a short code, and then you have a Google map. So this is an Elementor element, as you saw, and you can see how easy it is to change the location. So over here, if I click on the edit icon right over there, then the zoom level is, you can put the address of your business over here, zoom level and height. You can change that however you'd like to display, and you can prevent or allow scrolling on the map. And then here is just a short code for my contact form 7, which is going to send me the email and stuff. The other nice thing that I wanted to go over with you guys in this quick video is the new possibilities page. So if you go to new possibilities, you'll see it doesn't have any header or anything. But basically what I wanted to show you is the functionality to be able to import and export out of Elementor plugin, which is really cool. So if you click on this folder icon over here and go to template library, then you can see that there are already a bunch of templates that are available to us, and we can just click on something and install it. Now some of these are pro and some of these are free. So the GoPro ones, you'll have to get a license for it, and I'll put a link in the description. I'm not an affiliate seller for Elementor, but I do like the plugin. I think it's pretty awesome. So you can insert a bunch of free ones. As you can see, this is the one I went with, which is the first one, which is called the homepage app. And all you have to do is to click on insert. And once you insert, a page will be updated like everything that's in here. And you can edit it the same way as I was editing the homepage. Let's say you want to edit this. Click on this and you will be able to change this or change the icons or pictures or anything that it has. So that is pretty much about it. And as you can see that you can get set up and ready to go in under 30 minutes. Just install WordPress on your hosting and import my sample file. Once again, for downloading the sample file, you can follow the link in the description of this video, which will take you to my website where you can download this for free. And if you need customization or anything like that with your WordPress website, you need professional help, feel free to reach out to me, and my contact information is also in the description of this video. So all the best to you, and I wish you all the best with your website. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave a comment on this YouTube video or contact me with the contact detail. Thanks for watching. Until next time.